Yo, yo.
Peace. Is that Myth?
Yeah, yeah.
How are
Cool.
you, man?
I
I
can't see
can't
my
really.
stuff.
I can't see you
What I
either.
got? Oh, yo, I know what it is. Boom.
Cool, man.
What up?
Nice. Not much, man. Just TGIF, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, I'm on a camping trip right now. I'm on the side of a road in the middle of
Oh yeah.
nowhere. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't have no signal and I'm like, yo, I can't let these guys down. I gotta make it. So
Shit.
I
No,
drove like crazy. Here I am.
I appreciate that, man. Appreciate
No,
that.
no doubt.
I'm just seeing that L-Biz is having trouble joining. It's funny. Only lately have I been having trouble with IG Live, like last couple of interviews where people can't join. It's weird. Let me try this again.
See, you got the
Stand by,
ISB
everyone.
jacket.
Yes, hand delivered, bro.
Yes,
Hand
sir.
delivered.
Yes,
I'm in
sir.
Toronto, man. I'm in Toronto. I don't know if you know, but yeah. And L-Biz drove it. Literally, he was on a road trip to Toronto, and he literally dropped it off.
That's
It's pretty
what's
awesome.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
man.
good dude, man.
Really good dude for sure. Are you guys are longtime homies,
Uh,
or
I only I only known him for a couple years, but like
okay?
we started his project Latter Day Saint was like the first song we ever did together.
Oh
That
yeah,
Hunger Pain. Yeah,
yeah,
me that's the first time we linked, and then after that, I had said something to him about doing an EP,
yeah.
which was Never Cry,
Uh-huh.
and that ended up being a joint thing between me and PA Dre with L-Biz.
Wow.
And now we got this Myth First Legend.
Yeah. So was that your? Oh, there he is. Awesome. Was that your first and collab with him? Like, was that your only track on that album? Because I thought that album was classic, bro. I've chopped it up with L-Biz 2 hours about his 20-year career. We've chopped it up
Which
before, right?
which album?
Um, what was it? He had his COVID album. I'm
Oh,
forgetting the name, but it was
Never
like,
Cry. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Sorry, was that the one, or are you talking Latter Day Saints? That was the one before it.
Latter Day Saint, the one before that. Yeah, that's
Okay,
the first
okay.
time me and him worked together. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Peace
Yeah.
Upstate. Upstate represents for Buffalo. Heavy. He's always in these chop ups. I appreciate that. So are you from Buffalo as well, or
Nah, I'm
let's
from Erie, Pennsylvania.
oh wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
you guys connected through IG, or
Yeah.
how did that happen?
Actually, I did a project with Son of Tony, who's actually from Buffalo as well. And I
Okay.
think that's how Biz came across my music. And
Right.
yeah, so once I forget how it happened. One of us reached out to one of us, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then I was just like, yo, I want to work with you. Let me
Yeah.
shoot you some beats,
Right.
you know, and then the rest is history.
Nice. Nice.
Word.
We were just stalling for time until the legend showed up. We have the myth on the
I'm
left.
here. I'm,
Myth got
I'm here.
beats, and we got the legend on the right.
Hey,
So the legend is here now.
what's up, my
Yeah,
man?
man.
You looking good, buddy?
Thank you. Team ISB,
You know what I'm saying?
Toronto chapter.
Come on, record. I feel
Yeah, man.
underdressed. I feel underdressed.
Yeah, man.
That's
How are you
love.
feeling? Are you feeling better? You were
I'm
under the weather. Both of you were under the weather.
I'm still not 100%, but I'm putting in work now. You know what I'm saying? I'm back to work, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. Got a little breathing complications still,
yeah,
but I'm all right.
yeah. Your voice, Biz, your voice sounds a bit off. So yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, man.
But
I ain't all the way back yet, so I ain't been doing no recording, unfortunately. But I'm all right.
yeah,
Well,
that's dope. So just for the people in attendance, we got L-Biz. A lot of people from other people's mouths in Buffalo. He's an OG of the hip hop scene, putting out music for like 2 decades plus. You know, he's got crazy features, you know, with the likes of RJ Payne, the Locks. He writes the craziest hooks, and he's got several classic albums. If you believe me by now, you know, like, take my word for it. That's what I'll say. So that's my introduction to L-Biz.
thanks,
And then
man.
Yeah, man. And on the left, we got Myth got Beats. And I just saw it. You got some pretty dope production credits as well. You've done some work for RJ Payne as well. Myth, is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I did a lot with RJ Payne. A few years ago, me and PA Dre and Orlando Benson, we had a little production team called The Pronoun,
Oh, wow.
and we were pumping out projects left and right with RJ Payne
Right.
before he like actually took off to where he is now. Like we
Wow,
did
wow.
The Ghost of Sean Price, which was a tribute album to Sean Price,
Right.
Prodigy, Big Pun, Big L. Um, and then I got a song with him on If Cocaine Could Talk Volume 4.
Right.
It's called Frankie Needles.
Right. Nice. And Biz, you're on volume 7 from what I remember, right? You got a couple
Yeah,
of on that
I'm
on that one.
on volume 7. I'm on Beautiful Pain 2,
Right.
Beautiful Pain 3,
Yeah.
and a couple singles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've done some extensive work, man. You know what I mean? So it's a
Yeah.
good dude. We actually got some new stuff dropping too. So you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He hit me
Oh,
up
really?
direct. Yeah,
Nice.
with dang, who I can't think of who produced the tracks. There's a couple tracks, but we got
Right.
a handful of. I want to say we got probably about 5 or 6 unreleased records so far right now. Me
Oh,
and
wow.
Payne.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I was just like probably like in the last 7 months.
Yeah.
So
Who, I mean, we're going to get to your album, most importantly. I've spun it 30, 40 times easy, guys.
hey,
Like, while I work, I like listening to shit I'm familiar with, because otherwise, if I keep hearing new songs while I'm doing my work, I get distracted. So I was really
right,
locked in on your album.
appreciate
But
it.
any other big features you're working on just before we get into it? Like anything else
Um,
you're cooking up?
big features. Well, I got a record with me, G4 Jag, and Love the Genius. That's in the tuck.
Right,
Love the Genius from Drumwork. I got another joint with Snipe Life and Trife Diesel from
right.
Wu-Tang. That's in the tuck before the album. And I'm trying to think. It's more. I just can't think of what else. Wait. I'm tripping. We got I mean, since we talking about the Myth vs. Legend, we're working on putting the deluxe project together, the deluxe version of Myth vs. Legend,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
we got a record with rapper Big Pooh that's on there that's produced by Myth. So
Wow.
from rapper Big Pooh from Little Brother fame, one
Yeah.
half of Little Brother. So that's gonna be coming up soon. So yeah, so we got some dope stuff
It's a
on the way.
banger.
You know?
That's
It's a
dope.
banger.
Yeah.
For Myth versus Legend, the album at hand, the album we're here to discuss, you guys actually picked like perfect MCs to collab with. You
Mm-hmm.
got Alma Ave. I believe it was K Prez, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
the thing I love to hear is that when the main rapper has guests on that are like as good as him, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
And not
Word.
not not holding the project back. So you guys are all level, man, and carried the album, and like
Yeah.
they appeared at the perfect time to change the energy up, you know what I mean? And I'm just a big fan of like how you compose your projects, Biz. You know what I
Thank you.
mean? Like
Thank you.
you treat it as more than just cobbling songs together. It's like a production that takes you through a range of emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll say like human emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like you can relate to what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it's like struggle raps or raps, having faith in God, things like that. Like balanced diet. That's what I really appreciate about your music. You know
For
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Thank you, man.
So
Yeah. Well, we try to create a fresh experience every time. You know what I mean? Like not just the songs, but like the way that everything kind of create. Like everything is. It's not created in a specific order. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So whether it be, I have the vision early on, or usually like we talked about before in the last interview, like I would
yeah.
call my man Carolina Blue, and he would help with like kind of helping me organize or give me fresh thoughts on how to put things
Oh
together.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But it's always got to be that though. Like You know what I mean? Like it's like a roller coaster ride. You know what I'm saying? Like you start off with the anticipation of what it's gonna be, and
Yeah.
then once you hit that first slope, you know what I mean? Like when the gunshots ring off in track one, then you know it's about to get real. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
everything just kind of goes like that from there. You
So
know?
so you guys are collaborators. Myth was saying back to Latter Day Saint. I believe that was the name of the
Yeah.
track.
Yep.
So what made you guys decide to go all in at this point and do an album together?
Well, really, we like we did. It was a track called Hunger Pains on Latter Day Saint that we
Right.
did, and then off the strength for that, well, actually we were in the process of doing what turned out to be the Never Cry project. Like we were working on songs, and
Yeah.
we had a bulk of records at the time. And because I was working on that specific project, Latter Day Saint project at the time, I wanted to make sure that I had something produced by Myth on that project, so that it wouldn't just come out of left field that I was working with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted people to kind of get a glimpse of us being able to work together.
Yeah.
And like, cause the Never Cry project was really just supposed to be me and him.
Yeah.
But then Drake chimed in and said that he wanted to work on it, so it worked out like where they pretty much produced half of the project a piece. I think Drake did 6 and Myth did like 4 or 5, something like that. But from there, it was really just timing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
since then, like we did the Never Cry project, Myth was always around, always on deck. It was just all timing, man. And you know, at the right time, we got the beats was available, and I was listening, and there was some slaps, and I'm like, I got inspired.
Yeah.
What this man is, he's so talented. You know what I'm saying?
So he produced half of Never Cry, pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did Take It with Snipe Life. He did chapter 35.
Right.
He did. Heck, I can't think of everything.
The joint with Nash
Yeah,
Boogie.
the joint with Nash Boogie. Yep.
Thieves Honor or Honor Amongst Thieves.
It's called Honor Amongst Thieves. He did Honor Amongst Thieves, and then he did the part 2 to the title track, Never Cry.
Right.
Yeah. So like half of that record. You know.
I just want people tuning in like that. That's like your COVID album, Biz, right?
Sure.
About your community, about your mental struggles, just getting through the pandemic and just everything going on in your community.
Yeah.
That was some powerful shit there, man. Like, to me, that's a classic. Like, I'm not afraid to call things classic. Why? When you've been listening to hip hop so long,
right?
At some point, you know what the formula for a classic is. Even if it's not, a commercial like selling millions of copies, you know what constitutes a classic. So I'm not afraid. You know what I mean?
I feel the same way.
Right?
I feel, like it's like people shy away from using the term classic, right? But
yeah,
I feel the same way because, there was so many emotions that was encapsulated in that project that was given out in real time. And a lot of people could relate to it. You know what I'm saying? A lot, like everybody could relate to something on that project. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be, both sides or, the realities of chapter 35, especially in that time frame. Just the title track itself was like so real and revealing. You know what I'm saying? Like there was just too much content, too much real content on that project. And for what it's worth, like Myth, he sparked that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Without him, it wouldn't have been no Never Cry.
I think I'm giving you too much credit, Biz. I got to give Myth a bit more credit. So.
No, it's not real. Like, I mean, because for me, like, I write based on inspiration. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's part of the time, like if I'm working, like we talked about this before, if I'm working on, like if I'm doing graphics, I'm not writing records. If I'm making beats, I'm not writing records. If I'm working on somebody else's project, I might not be writing records. So it takes for the music to inspire me, for me to want to talk about something real.
Yeah.
And when, like, from the Never Cry project, when he was sending me them records, we was churning them joints out. With this project, like I told you, I wrote like we had a record or two in the stash already, but I wrote the majority of this project in less than a week, like about a week's time. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like I banged it out because I was so, like I was literally driving to work in the morning, listening to these beats, coming up with concepts. I was barely working, sitting at my desk writing these records because I was so inspired by what he produced, man. It's just he nasty with it, bro.
I want to ask Myth a question. You could be honest. Have you ever worked with MC that's better at making hooks than Biz? You could be honest, honestly.
No, never. Like Biz is like a marksman with the hook, bro. Like you just
Holy
send him the
shit.
beat and just know it's magic happening. Like
Yeah.
I just listen. I don't even tell him what to do. I just send him the beats and he sends me the song back, and I'm like what the fuck? Like it's magic every time.
Yeah.
I told him I never heard him miss with a hook, and it's different. Like when you're listening to a rap song, and you know the person can rhyme, but when you know there's a massive hook coming around the corner, like it completely changes the effect. It's like a whole nother level to the composition. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and the hooks don't miss on this project as well. I think this project to me is just as classic as Never Cried. Probably this one's a bit shorter. I was also a big fan of your album with Source Academy Kid. That was the best album that I had reviewed to date, actually. I'm not afraid to say that. And this one is right up there. You know what I'm saying? Of the guests I've had on my show for the year I've been doing this, right? So yeah.
No, that's saying a lot, because you don't have some legendary people on this, you know what I'm saying, on your platform, you know what I mean? So I thank you for rocking with the music the way that you do. And you know, it's a privilege to be able to know that it's, you know, people out there like yourself that listen with an active ear to try to pick apart what's being said and the emotions that go into the creativity, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And I like having people back, man. Like, there's so many rappers, bro, but I don't like jumping around. Like, if I interview you, then I'm pushing your music. Otherwise, if I'm jumping around between every, you know, freestyle I hear, it's like, to me, it just loses meaning. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, anyways. But yeah. So in terms of composing the album, Myth, did you order it? Like, is that your job? Like, obviously, you have the amazing production, but do you map it out? Or was that Drea? Because I understand Drea had some contributions to this.
I sent him the beats, and, you know, he basically did the rest.
Right.
Like,
got it.
Yeah, so
basically,
how it ended up happening was, like we had a record in the stash called Beautiful Day. That was the title track.
Right.
And having that record, and me, like, I wanted to put something out at around this time, you know what I'm saying, before summer hit. And you know, like, I have probably about 5 other projects like sitting, waiting for, you know, just the right time, and, you know, other little small details. But I wanted to put something out, and it just so happened that we was working, me Bully, and me Pretty Bully, and Drea was in the lab. And she's like, yo, I hit up Myth to get some beats for Bully.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. But I knew Bully was working on multiple projects at the time. So I'm like, well, let's listen to him, you know. And for what it's worth, like, Myth had to send me the email with the beats in them. We didn't even end up listening to him that night. But like, just happenstance, I was going through the beats on my phone while I was riding to work. And I was listening to him like, yo, these is crazy. These gotta be you. Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just thrown aback by how dope the beats was. So, you know, we did, so we had that song in the tuck already. And then we did Royal Flush, which was a single that we dropped sometime last year, like late last year. And so I'm just like, man, like, if I add a handful more of these records, then we got a solid project to put out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was, and at that point, it was really just a matter of what I was feeling at the time. Like, I go through bouts of feeling kind of slighted from time to time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Slighted about what? Because you came extra spicy with the rhymes at certain points in this album. I felt like you had something to prove on a couple tracks here.
Bro, I just be feeling like there's a lot of dudes out here that get a lot of recognition for, you know, for MCing and whatnot, but I know that I give it up a lot better than a lot of these dudes. And, you know, for the sake of the sport of hip hop, you know what I mean? I'm just like, yo, I'm about to go hard and show these dudes that I really get busy. You know what I'm saying? And
You
that was really the inspiration behind it.
you had a line here. Yeah, I think I got it from the Draw Tap freestyle. The closer was pretty hard. You're like, pop off, let it ring 4 times, and I'm outie. Ain't got a rain on your parade. Your diamond's already cloudy. That was pretty hard.
Yeah.
That was a hard way
I
to
mean,
close that. Speaking of,
yo, you know, like, it's really like that track itself was just meant for me to be able to talk spicy on the beat. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was funny because I was like listening to the beat that Myth made, and I'm just like, yo, like, it just feel right. Myth was like, man, I don't really like that beat, and I'm like, I don't care.
yeah,
Like, I don't care. I like
That's
it. Like, and
right,
I started
that's something
writing
I
to it.
had to learn. That's something I had to learn through the years, though. Just because I don't like something doesn't
yeah,
mean someone else ain't gonna like it, you know. And that's
yeah,
me having the ear for the stuff. It's hard for me to comprehend that sometimes. Sometimes I'm stuck in my ways.
yeah.
But like when he was like, "Nah, I like that," and I'm like, "All right, that's
Yeah.
all you
Right,
then."
right, 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 right.
Like,
Did
I
your
was
opinion
like,
did your
no, go ahead.
opinion change on it when you heard the final, or are you still not really feeling that one?
Um,
You
it's
can be honest. It's okay. I'm feeling it. The
he
listener. That's all that matters.
he definitely made it sound better. He made it
Right.
sound better.
Got
I'm
it.
still not,
Got it. Got
not a
it.
fan of the beat,
Got
but he made it
it.
sound better.
That's
Hey,
fair. That's fair.
man, you know what was crazy is like when I started writing to it, I actually was in like I wrote the first half of it. I was in the lab with one of my homies, my man So Easy. And I was just like usually like when people walk into the studio, I was with him and Glenwood Boogie. And
Right.
they walk into the studio, I had something playing, you
Yeah.
know, so I had that beat playing, and they like, yo, this fire, like, yo, let me hop on that. I'm like, nah, fam, I already got something to it. You know,
Yeah.
he like, well, let me hear what you got. So I started rapping the record, and they like, yeah, nah, you got that one. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Like,
Right. Right.
so just knowing that it's people that came through that didn't really know what it was, to hear what I had started to do with it, and they was loving it already. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, like I know I got something with this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the irony, I did a survey of before I released the project. I did a survey, and that was like the top 2 rated record on the project.
So
So
sorry.
despite
You
them
let
not liking it,
you let people hear it in advance, like
yeah.
anyone, or
Well,
just a
well,
small group of people, or
it
what
was
did
a
you?
small group of people. I had a project list. I had a listening session on my birthday,
Right.
with a handful of homies, probably about 10 to 12 people. And then after that, the day after, I sent it out to maybe about 10 more people.
Yeah.
And it's like just like a private survey. Go check it out, listen to the project, rate the songs and shit like that. And you
Yeah.
know, that joint was like one of the top rated records on the
That
project. You know what I mean?
that
So
that that's a smart thing to do. Actually,
yeah.
that's a brilliant thing to
Mm-hmm.
do, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dropping
See?
gems right here, man. Yeah. So Myth, I know you're camping. Are you still good for time, or you okay?
Oh, I do gotta cut out, man, because
Okay.
I'm on the side of a road in the
Oh
middle of
shit. Yeah,
nowhere and shit.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I can wrap this up with Biz, bro. Like I
I
still got some things to chat about with Biz if you're good, Biz. But you let
Yeah,
me
I'm
know.
good. I'm good.
Okay.
Yep, I'm good.
Peace. Thank you
thank
for
you,
coming through, man.
thank
Thank
you for
you.
your
All right, my
time.
guys.
Take care, y'all.
Peace, peace.
Peace. Yeah, man. So I was talking to Cove, uh, another OG, so to speak, from Buffalo.
Yeah,
And he was like, yeah, I was at the album release party. This is before I heard this. He's like, the first track, it sounds like big. It's like colors, he said, literally. He
yeah,
said it's like colors. I'm like, okay, I can't wait to hear this shit. And definitely was a big sound. You recreated walking through, I guess, your hood,
yeah.
some of the sights and sounds and things like that. Was that one of the harder ones to engineer, by the way? Because I know you
Oh my
engineered this.
God, it was a nightmare.
I,
You know
I,
what?
that,
You know
I
what?
can hear it. It was a tough one. I listened to the engineering. I'm not an engineer, but I've been around
Yeah.
the studio. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
So,
It wasn't, it was time consuming. It wasn't hard.
right.
It wasn't like difficult to do. It was just very, very time consuming because I wanted to make sure that, you know, if it like it kind of took me back to like being in school as a kid, and like you get like scratch and sniff stickers and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And you
Yeah.
so you know what I mean, you scratch the grape and you can smell the grape and so on and so forth. Like I wanted the sounds to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you can hear certain sounds and it kind of takes you to the place where I'm at in the
Yeah.
story. You know what I mean? So like at one part towards the end of the record, it's like I'm talking to the dude trying to sell me some socks as I'm walking into the store, and you can hear the doorbell, little bell that
Yeah.
rings when you open the
Yeah.
door and it closes
Yeah.
behind you. Like
Yeah.
stuff like that was really, you know what I'm saying? Like the water splashing, the grandma cooking, you can hear
Yeah.
the pot sizzling, the dice roll at the park, you know what I mean? The helicopters, the
Yeah.
everything was, yeah, all the way up to the robbery scene or the
Right.
robbery sign. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it was a
That.
lot. It was very involved, but I got inspired, and once I get
Yeah.
inspired, bro, it's like I was up for probably about a whole day doing that. You know what I mean?
And the drums and bass are loud on
Yeah.
that, so to place everything probably wasn't easy. Let me know if I'm
No,
wrong.
no, it wasn't easy at all. It was like the I well how it ended up starting. I actually produced the beat originally,
Yeah.
and it was a totally different sound. It was more open,
Yeah.
where it was primarily just like drums and like a small synth sound to kind of incorporate with it.
Right.
But when Myth gave me the beat that he gave me, it just made so much more sense. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like it was like, yo, like you think you could do something with this, and I'm like, you know what's crazy? Like it was crazy because it wasn't even something that I asked for. He sent me some stuff, and it just so happened to be the proper tempo for me to just drop it in and
Right.
kind of adjust some things. You know what
Got
I'm saying?
it.
Like, so I adjusted some stuff, added the bass line that comes in midway. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
towards the end, and yeah, no, it was perfect, man.
But by the way, I gotta do a better job of acknowledging people in the chat. So if Tiff is still here, she's been kind of loyally viewing my show. I just want to shout her out. I see her in the comments. Shout out everyone
Yeah,
in the comments.
shout
Appreciate
out
that.
update Nate, Call Sipes. Yeah,
Yeah. So you know what? You got the second trap, time waits, dope hook. Blessed. That was a song I was spinning over and over again. If we could get into that for a bit. You're a man of God, obviously.
yes,
Um,
yes.
you know, I actually do you consider yourself a gospel rapper at this point? Would
No, not
you?
at all.
No. Okay.
Not at all. I just, you know what it is, man? Like, I'm just not afraid. I'm not afraid of the hypocrite label. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Because, a lot of times, people shy away from talking about God in a glorifying way
Yeah.
on records because they know that some of the content that they might be delivering is anti what they believe, right?
Right.
Like, or like they might be considered what church folks call like backsliders or sinners or whatever the case may be. But for me, I just realized that everybody that will label you as something other than a righteous person, they they sin too. They go through things too. They do things wrong too.
Yeah.
So who are they to judge me? I'm just honest about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not afraid of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I talk about, you know, I talk about my drug experiences. I talk about, violent
Yeah.
experiences. But
Yeah.
then I also understand that to be able to make it this far and still be alive to talk about this stuff means that I'm blessed, and I
You
believe that my blessings come from God. You know
you,
what I
you
mean?
say in your lyrics in that track, I believe it was that track, you play the villain and the hero in your own story.
Right.
So
And
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's really what that in a nutshell encompasses my feelings about me talking about everything that I talk about, whether it be God or anything other than that.
Yeah.
It's like, I play both roles. I am the positive, I am the negative to my story. I
Yeah.
don't blame anybody for any shortcomings, any trials or tribulations that I've gone through.
Right.
I blame myself first. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I say blame, I don't mean like I did something wrong. I blame myself for, for having faith, and I blame myself for making mistakes.
Yeah.
You know
You
what I
you
mean?
you take accountability.
For sure.
So I'm gonna quote you. I hope I don't butcher it. There is a line in the song, "Blessed." And the whole point of that song is, I can't paraphrase it, but you're not lucky with what you
Yeah,
have. You're blessed. That's
yeah,
what you're telling people. So
yeah,
you said, when I didn't have an address or mattress, life had me mad stress. In the eye of the storm, stuck in the madness, till I was mad blessed in a valley covered in shadows. Then I realized I should let God fight my battles.
yes,
So
yes, yes,
that was pretty potent, man. You know, for me, to be transparent, I still wrestle with my thoughts on God, like back and forth. But
mm,
when I heard this song and the way you deliver the hook and the audio engineering behind it, like, I felt blessed, bro. I can't lie. Like, when you're
that's
making
what's up.
music, do you feel you're blessed? Like, do you feel that you're in a blessed state when
I
you're
do.
around music or making music, or?
You know what's? It's funny that you say that. I've been saying this for a long time about my creative process.
Right,
It's like I don't like I can't even think of, or I can't put myself in the mind state that I was in when I made the specific song that was that potent for me. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like in that record specifically, it's like, yo, I can't tell you what caused me to feel that way or think that way or do that song.
yeah,
I blame it on I give God that you know what I'm saying? I give God that credit. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
in
yeah,
that moment, like I'm big on discernment, right? Like I try to be active in what my conscience tells me to do. And if I can identify with my heart that is right, then I try to move into it. I try to go into it really fast.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like that's how you can accomplish things and you can receive the blessings faster, right? If
right.
you can hear something good in your mind and then go move to it or go in that direction as quickly as possible, then you get to the blessing faster. So when it comes to making these records, bro, like I really it's really like almost like I want to say like kind of like an out of mind, out of body type of experience
Right, right.
where I'm really, it's like a celestial type of thing. Like God is in the room and I'm talking about things that can be, can allow for people to be inspired to understand where my mind is at.
Yeah,
And I be thinking about God when I'm doing these things. A lot of the records, even with the records that I do with RJ Payne, you can kind of
yeah,
feel that energy in it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can really feel that. And I want to make sure that nobody gets it misconstrued, that I believe I'm a God believer. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I make mistakes, but the fact that I don't shy away from telling people this gives me the opportunity to be as
Ha-
blessed as I am.
we all know, listen, if you're a fan of this show, you're either an artist or a hardcore hip hop fan. I don't think my show is for casual people.
Thanks.
And we know the transformative power of music. If you're on this show, we know that music augments your reality. It's been augmented. So I was having a pretty, an average day, but when that tune came on, I was on the road and, like, bro, I felt blessed. Just the way you
Come
hit
on,
the notes, the
come
fucking
on,
audio.
man.
You did your job on that track. You know what I'm
Thank you,
saying?
man.
So, yeah,
And that's
man.
what it's all about. That's what it's
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
about. Just like reminding ourselves that, like, as a God believer, like we don't really believe in luck. And that's kind of what the intro is like.
Yeah,
I never believed in luck anyway. I was never taught to believe in luck, bad luck or good luck, right?
yeah,
Because, bad luck, you consider it bad luck, right? Something bad happened to you, right? But if you're cerebral about the experience and you can kind of think about it in retrospect, then you can learn something from that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And if you're learning, then that means you're growing. And if you're growing, that's a blessing. So there's no real losses and no real bad luck because you're learning and growing.
Right.
When you're losing, right?
Yeah,
You're learning and growing when you're losing. And if you're not losing, you're winning. So that's a blessing too. You know what I mean? So it's like
right.
really, as long as you learn and you win, like you blessed. You know what I'm saying?
So I feel like stretching out this topic a bit longer. So in this
So,
song, you talk about, in your story, you've paid the villain and the hero, or it might have been another song on the album. So were you God fearing even when you were the villain?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, part of that is just knowing that you're going to test the waters. It's like the difference between knowledge and wisdom, right? Like
Right.
knowledge is learned experience through experience. Wisdom is, you know, understanding what's right and just moving in it regardless of the experience you have.
Right.
So I've made plenty of mistakes and kind of knowing that I should have did something different, you know what I'm saying? But just
Yeah.
wanting to kind of test the waters. Like we do it as people all the time. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you know you could get away with being late to work 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
Can
know
you
what I
do
mean?
15 minutes, 30 minutes? You got to
You
test
see
the
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of like a watered down version of what I was talking about, but it's really
Yeah.
just that. It's like we
Yeah.
as human beings, we push the limits, and in pushing the limits, we know a lot of the times when we pushing the limits that it ain't a righteous thing to do. It's not where your true integrity lies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you want to see what you could get away with to push the limits just because that's just human nature, man. Like we do it all the
Yeah.
time. You
Yeah,
know?
man. Yeah. Nobody's perfect, and we
No,
got to figure ourselves out on this journey for sure.
for sure.
Um,
For sure.
so the next track, Royal Flush with Alma Ave,
Hmm.
rock solid verse from him, so that was a dope track. We talked about the jaw tap freestyle. K Prez, I'm becoming more familiar with the Buffalo scene. He's from Buffalo as well, right?
No,
I've heard him around. No.
K Prez is from New Jersey,
Oh,
actually.
okay. Gotcha.
K K Prez is from New Jersey. I
Yeah.
know Presidential Camp is his team, and he also rocks with the Snow Goons. I don't know if you're familiar with them,
Yeah,
but
from
um,
Germany. From
hmm
Germany. Okay.
yeah, so he's affiliated with them as well. But he's an extremely talented MC that I actually discovered not discovered like as in I found him, but I learned about him on Instagram through a song called Summer 16 produced by Castle Money Beats,
Right.
who produced the Cool Table project for me.
Right.
So, you know, at the time we were looking to do, like when I was working on the Cool Table project with Castle Money, we were looking for some features, and I got dubbed by this dude from Chicago. I'm not gonna say his name,
Mm.
but because he dubbed me for the feature, like so I'm not gonna give him no kind of credit. But on the flip side of it, like the same record that I had, I reached out to K Prez about, off of the strength of Castle Money, and he turned it around like that, and he killed it. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And then we just started building, like just kind of networking and staying in contact. He liked the record, you know what I'm saying? He respected things that I do. I respected things that he do. We show each other love. So, when this thing came around, I'm just like, yo, I want to do one more record, but who do I think I could get on it that'll kill it?
Yeah.
And I
Not
reached back out to him.
not just kill it, like just match the vibe too, like
Yeah,
masterful. We're talking about mastery here. I feel that that's the arena that you're in. You know what I'm saying?
for sure,
Let me know if
for
I'm wrong.
sure, for
Or
sure.
let me know if I'm wrong.
Nah, you know what's funny though? Like this was that record, Myth vs. Legend, was the first time I ever sent the song out without a verse.
Right.
I've I've never done a feature with an artist where my verse wasn't
Right.
on the song.
You want to
You know
set
what
the
I'm saying?
stage
Yeah.
usually.
And
Yeah.
so because I don't be worried about if somebody gonna smoke me on a record. I don't care about
Yeah.
none of that stuff. It'd be a lot of egos. People be like, man, I don't want his verse to be better than mine or whatever. So I'm gonna just send a hook. And I don't normally do that because I don't care. I want to have a concept that I want to stick to. So I
Yeah.
want to give them something to reference so they'll know which direction to go in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And usually you could get that from the hook, but I don't normally do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just sent him the hook, and he set the tone, and I'm just like, man, like, well done. I got some work to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
he made me make sure that I kept the skill level at a
Nice.
high point. You know
You
what I'm saying? So
you
salute to
you'd
him.
you you'd send me a message in my DMs saying that you had something to tell me about the making of this. Did we cover what you wanted to tell me about
Um,
the making of this album?
I think so.
We
I
covered.
don't really know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember why I said that, but I feel like I did. I
Okay.
feel like we
Cool,
did.
man.
I think it was the Drea thing. Yeah, like
Ah, okay,
so.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Dre's involvement. It was really, like, oh yeah, because I didn't want Bully to know that I took beats from her.
Ah, got it.
It
I
was.
saw her in here. I don't know if she's still here, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, man.
I didn't want her to know that I took a bunch of beats from her and made this project because she been going crazy lately. And and the last thing I would want is to take something off of her plate like that. But she didn't
Yeah,
know about this stuff, so
yeah.
because she got a lot going on anyway. She actually headed to Sway in the morning on the
Wow,
23rd
that's
to
amazing.
rap for RZA and Sway, and you know what I'm saying, on the morning show on Shake
Is that from
FM.
that
So,
Wu-Tang submission? Is that
yep.
she was one of the top 5 or something like that?
Yeah, she was what they picked like 12 theft.
Def.
they
This
picked
is hip hop. Salute.
they picked they said they were only gonna pick 5, but they ended up, or 7 or something, and they ended up getting more people. So it was like 12 or 13 people.
Yeah.
But she was one of the finalists. And you know what I'm saying, we've been in communication with them for the last month or so, just trying to figure out what RZA's schedule is gonna be.
Yeah.
And they locked in the date for the 23rd. So she's gonna be up there doing her thing. I'm gonna be in Turks and Caicos
Nice.
with my family. You know what I'm
Dope.
saying?
Dope. Dope, bro.
Because we got the travel agency too. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife, the ISB family
She
travel.
added me from the travel agency. Some
Word,
nice
word.
perks with that.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like for what it's worth, we gonna be on. I started this Mission 5000 Club thing. And so what I'm gonna be doing soon is we're gonna raffle off a cruise.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Nice.
Yeah. So we're
It,
gonna raffle off a cruise
does it
very
have to do
soon.
with submitting a 16, or has nothing to do?
No, it's just being a member. It's just no, it's not gonna be a rap contest. It's not a rap contest. So that's
I'm sure
funny.
there's a few rappers that could use a vacation, bro.
I know, right? Nah, we so I started this thing called Mission 5000 Club, which is basically
Right.
a subscription process for my website. I wanted to get away from just throwing all my music on DSPs, knowing that it's kind of like the DVD bin at Walmart or something. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I want to give more attention to the people that actually buy and rock the merch
Yeah.
and listen to the music and share the music. I want to give more attention to those types of people.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying, those level of fans and that level of fanship. So what I did was I created Mission 5000 Club at istaybusy.com.
Right.
And what it is basically it's a 3-tier subscription process where you purchase whatever tier you purchase, you automatically get the Myth vs. Legend project.
Right.
You get like 10 of my previous singles that I've released, and then you get all of the music that I dropped for the rest of a calendar year
Right.
from when you sign up. You
Through
know what I mean?
through your
So
website. This is through your website.
yeah, Mission
Got
5000. So
got it. Got it.
it's like in the preemie stages. So
Got
it
it.
was a lot of people that bought the project that didn't see that, so they might have missed it or just looked right past it. But so that's what I'm doing, and being a member of that club, it's gonna be some dope shit going
So
on.
I bought the album Myth versus Legend. I should have bought it from your website then. I bought it from Bandcamp. It would
Well,
have been
no.
better if I.
So the Bandcamp is my
Okay.
website. It goes directly to my
Okay.
Bandcamp.
Okay. Okay.
It's just
Okay.
you gotta look around. If you went directly to the album,
Yeah.
you would have missed it. But if you go to istaybusy.com, the
Right.
first page you'll see
Yeah.
is an introduction to Mission 5000 Club,
Yeah.
and it'll explain to you
Okay.
all of the details. But we gonna
I
get
think
you
I
right.
just missed it.
We gonna get you in the club. Don't
Oh,
you
no,
worry.
no
You in
worries,
the
no
club.
worries, bro.
You in the club. I'm gonna
Dope.
get you in there. But
I
yeah,
appreciate
so
that, man.
being in that club, it's gonna be some exclusive merchandise for club members. All you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some exclusive projects. Like I said, I'm releasing the Myth vs. Legend Deluxe project. That's only gonna be available for club members.
Yeah.
And that's gonna have that new rapper Big Pool record on there. I'm gonna try to
Dope.
get another dope record done with a dope feature just to make it more worth the people's while. But
Yeah.
for what it's worth, that project will not be on streaming. It's not going on streaming services. It's only meant for the club. You know
Got
what I'm
it.
saying? Because I want to give more attention to the people in the club and the people that
Nice.
really truly support. You know what I'm saying? So, and
Yeah,
it's
man.
only like the let me see, tier 1 is only $22. So
Mm.
if you think about it, you pay $22, you get 30, 40, $50 worth of music, and all of the music that I release from that moment until the rest of the year
Yeah,
or the
man.
rest of the calendar year. So, you know, it's definitely worth the
It
investment.
sounds like I've bought in one project from an artist for more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right. So,
it's
you know what
definitely
I mean? And
value.
we're
Yeah.
gonna be doing some private listenings. I got a bunch of records in my computer that I don't really want to release, so I might just send it to the club members just to check out and let them know if I should release it or not.
Mm.
We're gonna do some private shows, and if you decide to be what's considered an all-star member, then I'm doing a show somewhere and you want to come, you be my
Right.
guest. You don't got to pay for the show. You come to the show. I'm buying you drinks. If I got a bunch of people on stage with me, you're gonna be up there with me too. Like
Right.
it's perks.
Right.
It's perks. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Like it's
Nice.
perks.
So, by the way, I saw footage of you and Bully like murdering it on stage. You guys got
Mm.
great chemistry. I thought you were on touring with the Source Academy kid. Like, what's happening with the live shows right now? Did that happen, or
We
did you
did
end up
we did
touring with them?
no, we did a we did like a little small show. Really like a more like an intimate type of show just for the sake of the high score project.
Right.
Um, Source Academy kid, he's actually been moving around a lot. Like he's been back and forth between I want to say Colorado and like Texas and Atlanta. He's been moving around a lot.
Right. Right. Right.
So I can't really get him to sit still too long for us to be able to chop up something to do like extend it.
Right.
But we did do a small show just for the sake of, you know, some of the people that were fans of that project, and we still moving that project along. You know, but we got invited to do a show by an artist named Jadance that's in the city of Buffalo, and
Got it.
he asked us to come out and rock out. And Source was out of town, so you know it was me, Bully, and Alma Have Writtens, and we killed it.
Oh yeah.
It was phenomenal. It was
I
phenomenal. Yeah,
saw you flying all over the stage, man, and people in attendance were dancing around as well. That's always a good sign,
yeah.
man.
Nah,
You're
the
getting
stage
busy,
is
man. So
like the people. I got a lot of energy naturally, but when I hit the stage, I kind of turn it up 100%. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I
Like
think that's
I
my
go from
first time seeing you performing, even though I interviewed you. Like we had a good interview before, so yeah, definitely
yeah,
you got a dope stage presence. So yeah, man. You know, you released another classic, in my opinion, an EP, short and sweet, 6 tracks plus an interlude. It plays flawlessly, the ups and downs. You know what I mean, and the emotions to it. I try and only pick guests that I know I could support for the long haul, that could keep dropping classics, and you've proved that you just keep doing it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
as long as
yeah.
you're interested in coming back on, as long as you're dropping classics, you know, my door is always open. It's always a pleasure talking to you, man. So
You put the pressure on me. He said, as long as I'm dropping classics, I heaven forbid I don't. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Oh man,
as
nah,
long
we
as
you
long
know.
as long as it's A minus and higher, man, that's
Okay,
I'm good. I'm good with that.
okay,
No
A
pressure
minus
though.
and higher. I got you. Eesh. All right.
Shit.
No,
No,
hey,
man.
listen, we got some really good stuff on the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
You know, Bully is working, and I got. Hey, because of this club situation, I'm gonna be dropping a lot more music more frequently.
yeah,
So you know, I might do this R&B thing, coming
yeah,
up soon.
yeah, yeah. You were telling me.
Yeah, yeah, I got a R&B project in the tuck. You know, so and that's part of it. But
You're under wraps with your R&B shit, right? Or like, have you put it
no,
out to the world? Or
I haven't. No, I haven't put it out to the world like that. Like people know that I sing hooks and stuff. You know what I'm saying? People know that
yeah,
I do that.
yeah,
And but I haven't delivered a full out singing record yet, like a full R&B type of record yet. So,
right.
but I got some slaps though. Like I got some fire on deck. I'm excited for it. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
hip
it's
hop
coming.
wise, as long as I've been doing these interviews, I can't think of a better hook person, man. So
Thank you.
I've never heard you
Thank
do an
you.
all out R&B track. So I'm looking forward to hearing some of that.
Yeah,
So this show, Keep Dropping, is a bit shorter. We just mostly focus on recent happenings around the new release. So
for
I think
sure.
we covered that, man. It's an honor to have you on again. L-Biz, Buffalo
Thank you.
OG legend, dropping heat to present day. And any final shout outs, anything you want to say before we close?
Man, listen, shout out to DJ Showtime, shout out to Tiff Bed, shout out to Myth, shout out to Myth Got Beats, shout out to Smoke, shout out to my wife Evelyn.
Gig Hustler.
Man, yeah, shout out to everybody that
Pretty
tapped
Bully,
into this live.
Imperative, yeah.
Bully, Cal Sipes, bless up. Yeah, everybody that tapped in. Of course, my man Nate from upstate. And you know, like, hey, be on the lookout. We got some really dope stuff coming. IStayBusy.com, Mission 5000 Club, tap in.
Dope.
Just like
Thank you,
that.
everyone.
And
Thank you, L-Biz, an honor once again, bro.
Shout out to you. Shout out to LV. Shout out to this man right here for providing this platform for artists like myself to be able to discuss the art in a real form. And I appreciate you so much, man.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. And maybe I'll be in Buffalo one day soon, man, and we'll hang in your neck of the woods. So yeah, man.
We go get you here. We go get you here, man.
For sure, man. All right, bro. Have a great night. Have a great night, everyone.
All right,
Peace.
Peace, everybody.